put me on.
Hey, what's up, everybody? NorbCam coming at you. Like I said, the title of this video is the Seahawks Rant. And I've got my pal, Mark Collins. You've seen him in some of my reaction videos. He's, as some of you call him, the drunk whistler.
Hey, now.
Aptly named. No, we're on our way to this event, which I'm going to be streaming later as well.
12 Days of Goodness.
12 Days of Goodness. A really nice event. We're going to be, they're going to be giving out, actually, Steve Rabel, voice of the Seahawks, is going to be giving out the Nesby Glasgow Essence Award, which basically is going to go to somebody who has shown
Go that way, go that way, go that way.
Great,
go that way, go that way.
Great
I'm going to get you lost.
Service to the senior community here in the Pacific Northwest.
Nesby is a legend in himself.
Right.
And unfortunately, we lost. We're going to take a right.
So
I'm about to get Norb lost. There, take another right.
Jeez. We're here in the Beacon Hill area. If you guys don't know Seattle, this is Mark's turf. I just kind of playing it. Anyway, so he'll be giving me directions while I'm trying to figure out where the heck we're going.
No, you're just going to follow this around now.
I literally picked him up from his place, and I said, "Don't even say anything. Don't talk about the Seahawks. I'm going to get this on camera, raw, unscripted. We don't do this very often. Last time we did, I think we almost got in trouble with the Seahawks because you had a theory.
Get in trouble.
and that one we actually edited before.
It was funny though. That was funny.
So now we're at the risk of saying something without the chance of editing it. So just so you know, Big Brother might be watching, but who cares?
Well, yeah.
So first of all, I know you were watching the game because I saw your post about your drink yesterday.
Speaking of which, I just want everybody to know I could not finish that drink. I mean, I really did go over it. I was like, yeah, that's way too much. And then my buddy Jimmy Martin, take a right.
You got to give me some heads up here, man.
Well, I thought you know where you're going.
When this is I'm going.
Oh, please.
I don't go.
Anyway, then he brought over ribs. I'm like, oh man.
So a lot of you guys don't. This is obviously a Facebook thing.
We're also. Do they know the new mantra?
Mantra of
hashtag
what?
If it tastes good.
No, we haven't gotten to that.
Take right. Or left. I mean, left.
All right. So let's start with the game yesterday.
So you're gonna go anyway. You're gonna go right and then left and then right and then you're just straight down.
Yeah, just tell me where I'm supposed to turn. So, what were your thoughts on the game yesterday? You left here?
Left. Well, I mean, where do you start?
Well, I mean, I'll start by saying, I'll start with a few positives. About the third quarter, I was actually going, I'm actually kind of pleased with how the Seahawks are playing right now. It was tied 10-10 at that point. Seattle was running the ball. Defense was getting stops. We were getting pressure on the quarterback. So you got to give props. I think the defense, even though they're out there for so long, they got pressure on the quarterback. They made stops at numerous times and got interception. They played better than I think I've seen them play most of the year. But
who? The defense or the defense?
The defense. But as I've said the whole year, it's not my biggest issue isn't with the defense. We're going straight.
Yeah, we're going to go straight.
Is the offense. The offense has just not been good enough.
It's not what we're used to. The one thing, we kind of, we got to point out the fact that, unfortunately, I know a lot of you people are new to this. You're kind of new to the 12s. You're new to the, Seahawks. You kind of came on board later. Both Norb and I have lived through the 2 and the 12s or whatever it may be.
And for those of you who don't know Mark, besides being the drunk whistler, a little history. Back in 1996, if you didn't see the video.
Yesterday was the anniversary of me sending that letter off.
Right. So Mark was the one who, as a citizen, started the movement to save our Seahawks back in 1996 when Ken Behring, the former owner, was threatening to move the team to Los Angeles. So while Paul Allen saved the team by writing the check, it was Mark and a lot of people on the grassroots side getting the word out there, getting people to vote to pass the stadium to keep the Seahawks in town. So that is, if you don't know already, that's what Mark's big contribution was 20 years ago?
Well,
long time ago. 25 years ago.
26 years ago yesterday was the day I sent off the letter to Ken Behring. It was actually the third draft, too.
Right.
My lawyer would not let me send the first 2.
Threatening that you were going to fight him all the way and you're not taking the
I was going to punch his lights out.
Well, you watered it down, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to see the full story, go watch the documentary I made about Mark's story. Super fan. You can see it on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so back to
the
what you're
game.
saying. So yeah, a lot of people aren't used to this being on the losing side.
They're not. I mean, you know, we've been spoiled the last 10 years. So I mean, and you know, you're gonna take a left. Take a left. Take a left. Don't do it in front of that truck. I don't want to get T-boned.
You get the worst of it.
I know I would. That would not feel good. Yeah, I mean, this is uncharacteristic for us. Obviously, we're not. You know, as a fan base, we're not used to this. But the season in itself has just gone like, you know, the first game, man, we were like, all right, man,
This
you
is
know,
everything
this was
we
great.
hoped it to be. Yeah.
What was that, Tennessee or not?
Yeah.
No, that was
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Lockett going deep and different receivers getting the ball. Metcalf scoring a touchdown.
Oh no, that
life
was all great.
Life couldn't have been better at that point.
Yeah, and then the next week we're like,
Oh well, until the first half we were rolling straight.
You're gonna go.
Remember the first half we were up 17, going, oh, this is great. We're gonna win this game because whenever Seattle's got 10 points or more at the half lead, Russell always wins. And then that fell apart at the end of the game because they didn't show up in the third quarter and they could stop anybody and could get one first down and save our life.
I mean, it's just been one of them seasons where, I mean, other than a very few handful of teams out there, and I think they're few and far between. They're, you know, to have a run like we've had the last 10 years, we got to be thankful. A lot of teams, man, it was like, how'd you like to be the Detroit or the Jaguars? Or I mean, it's like,
I know, the Jets.
You know, the glass is, you know, you can't go through life thinking the glass is always empty. But this year it's uncharacteristic, so we're
first losing season in 10 years.
Right.
First season, or only the second season not making, well, technically not out of the playoffs yet, but we're out of the playoffs. But that's pretty good, right? And the problem is we're in a immediate gratification.
Our fan base is spoiled.
Yeah.
And you know, the jumping off the bandwagon, and you know, fire Pete, you know, Russell or whatever. You know, I mean, granted, there's certain things that I'm not going to say because you are alive. You know, I don't want a paper trail of certain things. Front office might be watching this. They don't like it when I say bad things. But no, I mean, really, it's.
Everyone's to the right.
Whoa, no, we're going to go straight.
Oh, okay.
Right there, Nick, where they're.
All right.
So then you're going to go, and this is going to take us right to Ballard.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people want to burn the whole thing down. They're like, fire everybody.
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's times this year where, you know, I mean, you know, I've actually said negative things, and you know, in hindsight, you know, I kind of got to, you know, wake up a little bit and listen to my own inner self and say, you know what, I remember the years that we lost all the time. But you know, when you're fighting, I know we don't want to go too far into that. I guess we do because we can't. When you're fighting the referees as much as your own inner demons, it doesn't help. You know, I mean, we were in that game yesterday.
We were in that game.
You know, I mean, there's a couple times I'm yelling at Russell. Throw a freaking ball, dump it off. You know, like he's back there. You cannot sit in the pocket and run around for 15 seconds. Rarely is anything good going to happen. Yeah, maybe somebody, you know, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe the finger thing. I don't, you know.
It's been 11 weeks since that happened.
Well, I don't think that, because he's had some. But the overthrowing, the underthrowing.
That was what's weird, is that he had been, when he came back, it looked like he had an issue with overthrowing receivers, right? Air mailing balls way over receivers' heads numerous times. But then yesterday was oddly underthrown. He missed DK on two, which should have been wide open.
Oh, the one where he told him to go deep or whatever.
Yeah. And he had Ramsey beat by like 5 yards. And if he hits him in stride, it's a touchdown going away. Yeah. I think twice he could have gotten him if he puts more, you know, gets more air than the ball. But that was odd. We rarely see Wilson underthrow balls like that. So that was just strange. Unfortunately, missed opportunities there.
Something's amiss in that department. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, there was one time I think it was first down or something. I don't know what. And he's running back. You got who was somebody went out in the left flat, man. It was like it was a perfect dump off. You're gonna get positive yardage. You know, you might not.
Oh, I remember, and he got the sack instead.
He got a freaking sack. I'm like, wait, I'll be there. Throw the ball. And then the next play, he does the dump off.
Right. Yeah, the screen pass, which is no chance at all.
You know, it's like, I don't know what's going on in his head. You know, but I mean.
But again, is that Russell? Or is it, I think at that moment, Russell, whatever play was called, the second play was called, that's a designed play by Waldron, whoever the coach is making the calls. But the one before that,
I'm not a fan of him either, you know.
But the question is he
front office? You hearing me? I don't like him.
But I wonder, is he really calling the shots, or are other powers that be overriding what he wants to do? Is what I'm wondering. Because right now it seems like there's no difference between Schottenheimer, between Waldron, and between Bevel. It looks really like the same thing. Has it looked any different to you?
Yeah, but it's...
Not really, not to me.
You got one of them things?
What things?
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm gonna get a bill in the mail for going through the tunnel.
We're going through the tunnel.
We have CenturyLink Field.
We're going below sea level.
Let's show you CenturyLink Field. CenturyLink Field. Lumen Field. This is the view going up north on 99. There's the stadium. Beautiful view of downtown Seattle. I don't go this way very often. There's Lumen. And we're going to go into the tunnel.
We're going to Ballard.
We're going to Ballard via the tunnel, which this tunnel's only, how long has it been open? Not even a year? No, it's been a year. A little over a year.
A little over a year. It took them forever because they got stuck.
Big Bertha, the big drill that unearthed this thing, got stuck numerous times. But
it was a calamity of errors.
Anyway, they finally got it done.
A lot of people don't like doing this tunnel thing, man.
A little bumpy in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the rant.
Yeah.
Back to the rant.
Anyway, so yeah, the offense. I mean, it's uncharacteristic to have the problems we're having with the offense. But I think if you watch everything, I even saw something where Tony Dungy
tweeted about the referee.
I mean, everybody, they're getting blown up. I mean, it really it brings back to memory Super Bowl 40. Where, I mean, a lot of people, they can, conspiracy this, that, which I don't, the only one I don't think the kill shot came from the book depository, whatever you want to call it. It's suppository. No, that was not the correct word, but you know what I mean.
Well,
anyway,
going to the refs, though, and I posted about that, I tweeted about this, and I said, I'm not one to usually blame the refs on games.
That looked like the fix was on.
But
I don't care how you look. That looked like a fix was on.
It felt like everything, just from the moving, rescheduling of the game to those calls that they blew. Because people say, oh, well, you shouldn't have left it to where you're relying on the referees. The thing is, in that moment, the first egregious call, which was the holding penalty against Austin, that extended that drive at 3rd and 12. We would have got the ball back.
Getting the go-ahead touchdown.
At the moment it happened, I already said on my live stream, I said, we're going to look back at this play. We're going to say this is where the game turned, because that would have been a game-changing stop, because we would have gotten the ball at like the 40-yard line with a short field, great field position, and all the momentum. But because of that, extended the drive and resulted in the go-ahead touchdown, which we never recovered from. Now, people, you can always say, oh, well, we should have more plays. We should have done this, should have done that. But bottom line is we made the stop, and we got a bad call out of it, and they took it away from us.
Ballard Senior Center.
So that was one, and then of course then that play with the no call pass interference, that was blatantly. More ways than one.
What about on
DJ Dallas?
How about false start on Penny on 3rd and 1?
Yeah, that was brutal. He did flinch though.
That was no flinch. He moved his knee. He didn't move his foot. He didn't move nothing.
I know, but you can't move at all.
Hey, you know what?
I don't argue with that one.
You know what? I'm going to go on the record here. Please. Never put Brock Hewitt on my freaking TV again.
I didn't know he was
That guy will
doing
not shut up. I'm sorry, but Brock, I don't care for your commentary.
I didn't know it was going to be broadcasting. I'm used to hearing that preseason. I was
They
surprised to hear it on that
they
game.
had to dip into that. Nobody wanted to do the game. Anybody want to work Tuesday? Oh, Brock. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Like, oh, shit. Please, never again put Brock Hewitt on my TV. Anyway,
I have personal connections to the Hewards, so I'm like, no comment.
Well, I know, but I know you can't. But I can.
I wasn't even really listening to the broadcast anyway because I was doing my own
lucky.
little live stream.
You're lucky. You're lucky. I mean, he could say a quarter of the words that he says, and he might be okay.
Sounds like you sometimes.
I know.
Oh,
Zip it.
man.
Okay, so
All right.
on the other side of the bridge
Okay.
here, on the other side of the bridge here, we're going to take that first exit.
This is a canless restaurant up here that overlooks Lake Union.
That's Canlis
And
right
this
there.
is the ship canal. No, this is the Aurora Bridge. This is where the Ride the Duck bus or boat smashed into a bus and
Right
killed
here.
some people right here.
Yeah.
But they're backing up and running again. This is a beautiful view. By the
No,
way.
the Ducks? No, they're done.
Wait, I thought they went back to business.
No, you're going to get over to your right lane before this guy beats you.
I thought they went back into business.
They did for a short period. They're done.
Oh, then after COVID, they killed it.
Yeah, well, between that and their lawsuits and everything else.
Oh, okay, all right.
So you're taking this exit, and then off the exit, you're going to go left.
This I'm familiar with because when I used to live up here in the U District, would frequent this area, and every once in a while I'd go and head over to Ballard.
Don't
hit
don't
this
hit
guy.
that guy.
That would be bad.
His name is not Chrysostom.
So definitely the officials didn't help us. As I put it in my tweet, I said the Seahawks already dug their own grave, but the refs.
Well, they didn't
Finally on
help.
the coffin.
I mean, the NFL, everything's kind of got to go the right way. I mean, and granted, over the years, we got lucky with a lot of things.
We did. Even
know,
last
so-
year, when we compared, we were 12-4. It's hard to still believe with so many people unhappy with the way the season went last year because of the early exit. That we were actually 12-4 division winners. I think people forget that because of the bad ending that it was. But we were just a few lucky, crucial, clutch moments away from going 12-4. It could have easily been 9-7 or worse in so many games. And this year, it felt like we've been having the luck. I'm gonna go straight.
This lane.
Head west on
Yeah.
North 38th Street toward Fremont Way North, then continue on to Fremont Way North.
Why is she
That's
from?
kinda
Why is
sexy.
she from England? Why does she
she's
have a
Slide
British
left
accent?
She's
toward
a
North
Brit.
39th Street,
Yeah.
then slide left onto North 39th Street.
Oh man.
Anyway,
But so we haven't. It's not like the Seahawks have been this dominating team. Oh, I thought you were going to right.
Take the next left onto North
So I thought.
39th Street. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Leary Way Northwest.
All right.
Hey.
So I think it's a fine line. Well, I think the main thing is with Seattle, the margin of error has always been this small. In 2017, we could have made the playoffs if not for a few field goals that were missed. Last year, we were 12-4. We could have easily been 9-7, or worse. And then this year is just every little break that we used to get just wasn't happening. Whether it be breaks that the refs didn't give us, or mistakes that we made, or Russ just being off a little bit. He's just been more off this year than normal, especially in the fourth quarter. We just haven't had the fourth quarter comebacks that we generally have in the past.
for those of you that think we need to get rid of Russell or let him go, quarterbacks like him come around like once every 40 years. They're few and far between. There's certain things I don't like, and some of those I'll just keep to myself, but that would be the dumbest thing on the planet if we would let him go. So that's just my 2 cents. People can disagree with that.
Well, there's a lot of people just.
I don't think he's gonna play into his 40s. I mean, I think he's got 5 years left in him, and I think he's got 1 Super Bowl left in him. I think he'll end his career with 2 Super Bowls, and hopefully that second Super Bowl is with us. But I mean, we gotta, my thing is everything starts in the trenches. And granted, our offensive line is not the best. They did play a little better yesterday for a little while. But the reason why we won Super Bowl 48 is because we had 2 starting defensive lines. They could have started anyways, and it was just fresh bodies. But
as you know,
we don't have that.
We had a rookie quarterback under a rookie contract, so we could afford to have 2 lines.
So yeah, I mean,
we're not going to be able to have that financial luxury.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pros and cons.
So you're saying we should keep Russ. What about the coaching side, namely Pete Carroll? I mean, and again, the only person who's going to fire him is Jody Allen because nobody else has the power to do so.
Yeah, Jody does.
And he just got extended.
Continue on Leary Way Northwest for half a mile.
So really, I think the big question is, if Russell and Pete want to be together behind the scenes, I think it will happen. And I think a lot of people think that those 2 together is not in the cards. Just like one or the other has to go. But if those 2 want to be together and Jody Allen meets with them and they're on the same page, I could see that happening. But I think a lot of people would be happy with that.
Well, we're going to this thing at Ballard now, and I can tell you what, Nesby Glasgow was a good friend of mine. Though if you were putting for a birdie, he'd be right down there, John, and making you miss that birdie putt. But Nesby was never a fan.
In 1,000 feet, turn left after Bevmo on the left onto Northwest 46th Street.
This one?
Nesby, no, next one. It's not a light.
I see.
One more.
Bevmo, right here.
Go one more past
this one, right?
Not this one.
Oh, after the Bevmo.
Bevmo, yeah.
Turn
Right where that
left
curve.
after Bevmo on the left onto Northwest 46th
Nesby didn't
Street.
like Pete per se. In fact, we kind of nicknamed him early on Pom Pom Pete.
I don't think
Which is really, it's kind of in terms of endearment.
I don't think he'd take offense to that.
No, because that's what he is. He's Pom Pom Pete.
that.
It's like, give him some pom poms, man. But Nesby would say, when we got him, first of all, I didn't like the way we did get Pete. Throwing more under the bus the way he did, telling him one thing, and 2 days later you hired somebody else. But as Nesby would put it out, he's a college coach. He's great with young players. Veterans players are not going to drink his Kool-Aid. It's a different mentality, And whether it's some of that, I don't know. I mean, I don't have the answer there. I mean, there's certain, Schneider, I can't go there either on some of the things I behind the scenes think, but he's got lucky on a couple drafts, but his drafting, well, actually the Seahawks on the whole over the year, never been good at drafting first-round picks. So, granted, we don't have one now because we gave it to the Jets. Mm-hmm. But, if any of the 3 had to go, he would be the first one I'd say.
The coach.
No, not coach, not Pete, but
GM.
GM.
Oh, you would start there.
I'd start
before.
Yeah,
interesting. Because he's probably the least mentioned one.
There's several factors why, and I'm not gonna go into depth what the several factors are, because it's just it wouldn't be prudent.
We're live on YouTube. You don't need to explain.
We're live. No, it wouldn't be prudent. But there's certain things about his behaviors that I think are they're not helpful. Let's just put it that way. Salmon Bay Cafe, have you ever eaten there? They're pretty good.
I've not been to Salmon Bay Cafe.
But it's definitely not on our diet. Especially after me trying to eat that stupid drink last night.
We got people on strike here. The workers at Salmon Bay?
Sand and gravel guys, the concrete guys are on strike.
All of them?
Apparently, whatever it is. So this light up here, you're gonna go. You can go around. You're gonna go left to go that way.
In 1,000 feet, turn
I think
left onto
the hard
Northwest Market Street.
The challenge is always figuring out how do you fix it, and I think people just want to get rid of the thing that they're not happy with, right? They look at it as, well, I'd rather just get rid of what I'm not happy with and worry about whether the next one works or not. And I think your point about let's just trade Russ
Turn
as
left
if
onto Northwest
the next
Martin
replacement is
Street.
just going to be as good. Or that we're going to find the next franchise quarterback the next go around.
You've been
how many
You've been
teams?
hanging out with Rod Long too much. You're not a good comedian.
I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh.
It's just true. I mean, but look at Denver, look at Chicago, look at Carolina, look at the Jets. I mean, the Jets have had numerous, first round picks, and they still haven't really truly solved their quarterback problem. And so, we don't even have that yet. We haven't even had the 16, 1-15, be at the bottom of the league to get the number one draft pick. And there's no guarantee the guy at the top is going to be the best, right? Trevor Lawrence, I'm not convinced yet that dude's the savior to all.
I think he's going to be a bust. I think he's going to be a bust, a lot of them.
But everybody was saying that he was hands down, no question, the best quarterback that's coming out of the draft in a long time. And maybe it was Urban Meyer. Maybe he screwed up that whole thing, but. I was, at least when we played him, maybe we just had an awfully good game, but he looked terrible.
Yes, he did.
And so, maybe it'll take time, but
In a quarter mile, slide
look
right
at
to stay on
in
Northwest
the
Martin
draft
Street.
that Russ was in. You had Andrew Luck and you had what's his name?
The three.
RG3. Those guys.
And they're no longer
They're not even in the league anymore.
Yeah.
And those guys were picked way above Russell Wilson. Russell's the only one who's, and Tannehill, I think, was in that draft, and Kirk Cousins as well. So there's no guarantee that you're going to find the next one who's going to be the one that turns things around.
Yeah, none of this it's never a guarantee.
And so, anyway, it's easy to just write off the thing.
Well, it's easy to sit in an armcheir quarterback, anything, sit back, point on over the, I'm no expert. You're no expert. None of you guys are experts either. I mean, otherwise you'd be making millions of dollars
In 800
coaching.
feet, turn left onto 32nd Avenue Northwest.
And it could this be just a fluky
In 800 feet,
season,
turn
or is this
right
a
onto
trend that it's just
32nd
going to
Avenue
continue going?
Northwest.
What's that?
800 feet. We're going to see. It's right by the.
I remember this area. Take it
It's
right.
You're going to take a ride here on 32nd. It's just right there in the corner.
Take
right-
the next
right after where this dog's taking a
32nd
dump.
Oh, look,
Avenue
man,
Northwest, Then your destination will
Totem
be on the
House.
left.
Oh,
Totem
this
House
where we ate?
Fish and Chips is no gone.
Isn't that where we ate?
We did eat there.
Oh man, we went there
Oh,
after the
back
last.
pizza.
We went there after the last
I
event
know,
out
pizza
here.
place is closed. I think it's right there. It's right there on the corner.
Oh, there it is.
So we got to cut. We got to cut.
Well,
this
we got to
shit.
cut this off. We didn't really get in deep as we wanted to.
Well,
we covered
as
some
you
things.
wanted me to throw some dirt
Your
out there and get me in
destination is on
trouble.
the left.
Parking is going to be a what out here. Anyway, we're going to go.
I
We'll
think we wanna
continue
park
this
on the
later.
street.
Yeah.
Go park on the
All right. I'm going to talk to y'all later.
We'll talk later.
Go Hawks.
Peace.